Hello guys, this is a review of Curse of Chucky and Cults of Chucky, which I have right behind me, and the first 4 episodes of season 3 of the Chucky series. Briefly, let's go ahead and start with Curse of Chucky. Curse of Chucky came about when I purchased this DVD box set, which is very beautiful. I should probably show it to you. Let's go ahead and do a little review. Just open it up. Now that I realize, like, this shirt was a gift uh from my mom, and I think it's from Foot Locker, one of those shoe stores. Is this a deal that they have with Chucky, specifically Bride of Chucky and another movie? And it's crazy when she came home and she was like, "Here, don't say you don't like it." Because I'm the type of person, I loved it, obviously, but I was like, "Where did you get it from?" And she was like, "A shoe store in the mall." And I'm like, "What?" So that was pretty neat. And then I saw Bloody Disgusting that they said that they had this partnership for like Halloween season. And yeah, if you're interested, it's such a beautiful shirt. I might wear it today for trick or treating. Today is Halloween. I know I right, probably gonna see this later, but yeah. Anyway, this is what this looks like, and I think it's the same one that I have on. I mean, it looks the same. And look, oh my gosh, beautiful, beautiful. It's not crazy like in like everything this and that or like any photos, but in my opinion, it's just beautiful. Anyway, I purchased it, and I purchased it mainly as a horror movie collector that I am. I was still getting I had already gotten my feet wet, but I was like maybe knee deep into the pool of horror, so to speak. So I remember speaking with my sister in Mexico on the phone, and she was like, "You know what? I watched the new Chucky movie. It's called this, and it's about this, and I liked it." And I was like, "Oh, really?" Because she's usually like big like Hollywood franchises, and like even though she is a horror movie fan, she kind of has this like prejudice. Is that, could you use that word for this? Maybe. But yeah, she feels like, big Hollywood movies is just cash grabs and this and that. So when she mentioned that she watched Curse of Chucky and liked it, I was like, and she was like, "It's good. It's not the best, but it's actually good." I was surprised. I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a try." I went ahead and purchased this, and to have all of the movies, like I said, as a collector that I am, but mainly to watch that movie. I kid you not, and I can't remember exactly how I felt, but I know that it was a strong feeling. I enjoyed the poop out of Curse of Chucky. It was so good to me. Like, I remember thinking how entertaining it was and how much they did with such a small budget and such a small space to work around. The movie, like, I didn't even care. It didn't even cross my mind that most of it is in one location because it was so good. It's haunting, the typical, castle like house in the middle of nowhere, seemingly dark, eerie. And then you have such a great character in Nica, the introduction to the great Nica, Fiona Dourif, daughter of the amazing, iconic Brad Dourif now. She, when I watched the movie, I was like, this actress is phenomenal. This actress is just so great. And her acting was just insane for the type of movie that we're watching. Let me explain why. For the most part, let's look at a movie like Lake Placid 2. You have your young act, and I thought that she was a lot younger than she actually is. She looks very, very young. I thought she was like a teenager, like 19, 20. It turns out, if I'm not mistaken, turns out she was a lot older when she played Nika. But you have your young actors, right? And they act in a way that is very cheesy. It's very movie like, and you're like, I'm watching a movie and it's fun, and I love the Lake Placid movies. I've watched them so many times, that's why I always reference them. But this is a different type of movie, still within the cheesiness and the comedic, you know, vibe, but it should be a little bit more horror, and a lot less hmm, straightforward comedy, horror comedy. Fiona Dourif brought life to this character, and in such a way that I was like, no, this actress is just fantastic. To me, this is what it felt like. It felt like Fiona wasn't attentive of how about my hair looks, and you better get this angle, I better look good here, I better sit like this. Like, you could tell in movies when you see like a person supposed to be having a terrible time, and you see them like tucking in their stomach, or like the guys like acting like, no, don't kill me. That's like, could you like get frantic and crazy for like at least this scene where you're being devoured by a huge crocodile? And I feel like Nica does that. Nica doesn't care. Well, Fiona doesn't care. She's just in Nica, and if Nica, if she has to go like this, she'll go like that, and she'll do it, and she'll do it great. I can't say enough good things about Fiona Dourif. By the way, I had already reviewed Cult of Chucky. It was one of my first reviews, actually. So we're looking at 2017, 16, I don't know, but when I first started my channel, but I didn't like it, so I wanted to do it again. Yeah, like I was saying, I loved everything about it. I loved how it had Alice, but it wasn't a kid movie, but it had like the innocence there, so like you're like, oh my gosh, please don't kill her, she's so nice. And it had the mean sister, and it had the priest, and it had one of my favorite scenes where they Chucky poisons one of the chili bowls, and they the camera spins because they serve all the plates in a round dinner table, and you don't know what it is, and you're getting dizzy, and you're like, who's gonna eat the poison? It turns out it's the priest. Everything is just so fantastic. I loved it. It wasn't a lot of guess who's, which I really don't like in most movies, and it wasn't like extremely gory where it was just like it's just about gore. It had its gory moments, which I love and adore, but you know when it was time to deliver, it was time to deliver those kills, and they went ahead with that. So it's just so many good. I could go on and on. The movie was so great. The acting was great by everybody, and especially Fiona. And then in the post credits, we have Andy return, the original Andy. So that's a huge treat. We have Jennifer Tilly return as Tiffany Valentine slash Jennifer Tilly. Um, Fantastic. From then on, now that I finally finished, I started rewatching, I should say, Child's Play, and then two, and then three, and then Bride of Chucky, and I was hooked. If Curse of Chucky wasn't enough, the other ones were just so great. I was like, I can't believe that I hadn't rewatched them in years, because I watched them when I was a little kid, obviously. And then I didn't really rewatch them. I remember I was watching Seed of Chucky. I went to a family member's house, and I must have been 13, 14, maybe. And they were in the living room, broad daylight, watching a horror movie, which is a sin and not okay. But anyway, that's them. A lot of people get scared, so they watch it during the daylight. And I remember watching the scene where he cuts off the rapper's stomach, well, his intestines start pouring out. I remember that scene vividly. But then after that, I didn't rewatch any Chucky movie up until that year when I reviewed the movie for the first time. Well, a year or so before. And that movie was Cult of Chucky. So now, Cult of Chucky. It's good. It's solid. And for somebody who knows the story like I do, it's amazing. I really enjoyed it. Not as much as Curse, but it's still solid. And I like how everything looked clean. I always think of hospitals as like, well, I used to think of hospitals as very clean places, very sanitized, very like clean and shiny. And this one has that. They're in a psychiatric hospital, but it's still very hospital like and very like I said, white, kind of surreal in a way. Reminds me in a way of The Shining, in a very good way, because I didn't really like The Shining. um and Fiona does her thing. She goes crazy. We get introduced to other people, other patients there that are dealing with their psychological issues. And Jennifer Tilly comes back, so it has all the good stuff. It's not as good because this one doesn't have. It's not so horror-ish, It has It's more adventure-y and more of a progression slash movie, if that makes sense. So it's not a movie that is like, wow, you watch Colt and you're hooked. No, it's a setup for what the series became. And that's my opinion. Like, I'm not saying Don Mancini told me. That's my opinion. It's good and it's enjoyable. I really, really like it, but it's just not as great, Because I don't know. It had a lot of introductions. For example, the Cult of Chucky, the first introduction to multiple Chuckies, and not just Chuckies, but to be able to transfer your soul into another body. I remember reading a lot of criticism on Curse of Chucky. Let's go back a little bit about his appearance, and I'm like, well, duh, that's the whole point. Chucky was wearing makeup and latex over his scars so that they wouldn't know that he's a demonic little doll. So that's he looked weird on purpose, and it's refreshing, and he looks different and weird in a good way, in a creepy good way. I keep wanting to say bad, but bad as in good. So that's that. In this one, he looks a little bit more like the regular Chucky, but still like a little bit different. I guess Chucky looks different in every movie, but Cult of Chucky is good. It has its moments. It's enjoyable. I just rewatched it last night with my mom, actually. Really solid movie. And then, like I said, it paved the way for Chucky the series, which I have right over here and right over here. Chucky the series, I reviewed a few episodes. Amazing. I liked. I like to be hugged. Um, I liked the first one, and when I was watching the second one, I really liked it as well, but not as much as the first one. It had some episodes were really good, but the whole Catholic school. I went to a private Catholic nun school in Mexico, so I had my share of chains and of ideas and a lot of that. Yes. So I was expecting extreme. I was expecting torture. I was expecting heavy abuse. And you're probably like, what is he talking about? Because it was there, for the taking. It was there. I remember hearing an interview where Don Mancini mentions, because he has also a Catholic background. He said that he didn't want to completely vilify the Catholic religion, that it has its good things like anything in life, and I wholeheartedly agree. There are good things and bad things to everything. It's not just because it's a major religion that it's evil, not at all. However, this is a horror movie with a classic killer. So you had free reign, Don Mancini. You had free reign. Everything that Don does is honestly amazing, but I mean, no disrespect. My vision is never going to be better than his. And this is his creation. So I don't want to be a disrespectful brat. It's just my personal opinion, just what I would have preferred, because it was, like I said, it was there for the taking. You could have had the priest wanting to convert Zach's character and Devin, because they're gay, obviously, and that's the no. So I wanted that. I wanted more firm, and I wanted him to like kind of like beat them up. Yes. And then I wanted, Chucky to come in and then give him a gruesome death, which he had a gruesome death, but his character was just always like, you were always on edge, like, is he gonna do anything when he finds out what's gonna, and they didn't do anything. He just got slightly upset and made them read the Bible. I'm like, that's some BS for the type of movie that this is. So I was let down with that. Like I said, when I was watching the series live, second season, I liked it a lot, like a lot. But I still knew in the back of my head that it wasn't as good as the first one, because the first one was great introduction, right? New characters and everything, storyline. And then this was the moment to go up a step in that sense, and it didn't. I liked gosh, what's her name? Chucky's godmother. I forget. But she was very cute and everything. It was nice. Sucks for her, you know. I had so many moments where I was shocked, so I also give him a lot of credit for that. But like I said, in a Catholic school, and especially for bad teens, oh my gosh. What's his name? It's not Tyler. Hunter. Gosh, he has a very typical name. The bully in season 2. He could have done so much harm to Lexi. So much harm. And all he said was just like, oh, you know, oh, I'm gonna give you a, just kind of like threatened her, and then he was killed immediately. Waste of a character. And then the girls that really like him, that defended him, they also didn't do squat. So that was a letdown as well. But it's still very good. Anyway, season 3. Season 3, when I first heard, because the spoilers are out there, I hate spoilers. I really don't like it. What's the whole point of it? I feel like I'm like old school. Like, you would barely be able to get a little sneak peek of what the movie's about, you know, with trailers, maybe in a magazine, and that's it. And then, or maybe the covers. You go to, you know, Blockbuster, your local DVD rental store, and you pick it out based on what you read and what you see. That's it. And nowadays, on social media, it's all over the place. How Chucky's gonna look, what's gonna happen, who said that, what did Don Mancini say, Jennifer Tilly said this, and it's like, afterwards, I love it. Give me all the behind the scenes, sorry. But before that, no. Before that, I want to watch the movie completely. I want to be surprised. I want to be shocked, and I want to enjoy myself. Enough of the ranting. Season 3, when I heard that it was gonna be White House, presidential government type of movie, I was like, oh no, that's not the type of thing that I'm into. It's gonna be boring. That's, you know, what is there to do there? And I was pleasantly surprised to find out that I loved it. The first 3 episodes especially were my favorite. The fourth one I struggled to stay awake because I watched it at, and I say this in other reviews, like I work, so I need sleep at certain hours, like a little baby. And it was hard to stay up. That was my mistake. I just couldn't wait to watch it. And if you don't have a TV provider, you can't watch it on the app anymore. It only gives you like 3 free ones, and then you have to purchase the rest. So I had to wait for it to become available on YouTube for purchase. And yeah, that's my excuse. But like I said, it was amazing. It's just so good. Like, Chucky, it really is my friend to the end as well. So good. The whole entire series is amazing. And like with the movies and everything. But right now, his older brother and his I'm so cool, but I'm different, and I'm goth, and I'm dark, but he's hurt inside. He's very hurt. I love the layers. Love it. I love that Lexi's gonna have to be involved with him because he opened up, and even though she's trying to get information out of him or a connection to the White House so that she could get to her sister, I feel like there's gonna be some type of bond that's unbreakable between the two because they share a lot. Well, with the death and stuff, the grievance. Um, Chucky is amazing as always. There are a lot of subplots within the main plot, and it's fun. It's like I just want to keep watching more. I hate that Teddy died. Teddy was amazing and did not deserve to be treated like that. But with Chucky, you never know. You know, he killed that poor Junior's mom in the second season. I mean, the first season. Sorry, which was horrendous. But that's Chucky for you. And yeah, I would give this season. It's only halfway. You know, probably because of the actor's strike. I haven't read too much into it, but I would give it a rating of 10 out of 10. Like right now, I'm really enjoying it in its category, the series. I'll give Curse of Chucky 10 out of 10 in its category. And I'll give Cult of Chucky 8.5 out of 10 in its category. And yeah, looking forward to reviewing all the other ones. I know I reviewed, like I said, some of the first episodes from the season 1, and I reviewed the first Chucky movie, so Child's Play, and it's up there. Didn't get many views, but I'm still gonna do it because I do it because I love it. And yeah, Chucky's one of my favorite villains as well. Chucky, Michael, the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers, some of my favorite. Yeah, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching.